Hello and welcome to this Thursday. Well, Thursday evening's meditation at least. I hope you've had a good week, a good a good week anyway. And I hope that you had as good of a day as I've had today. Enjoying the weather, enjoying your family, work, whatever you've been doing. Because in the end, what we're all trying to do is just to enjoy life, right? But that's not always as easy as we want it to be. So we try. We just do our best. We walk around. We do stuff. We try to get out of the way and stop doing the thing that makes it difficult to enjoy life, which is not always that easy. I mean, that obvious, because we... let me just see. Changing this. Because we basically sabotage our lives for ourselves, but we don't know exactly what it is that we're doing, and we don't know what to look for. And we often think that, well, I obviously want to make my life better, so it can't be me sabotaging it. Instead, it's something I should add onto myself. It's something that I need to learn, or some kind of connection to a higher source or divine power that should help me experience life better or help me enjoy life more. So we look outside. We look for something else to help us. Not that you need to do anything. I mean, all you need to do is just give away your power to someone else or something else that's going to come and save you. And I think this is such a common thing for people to do. We don't believe that we can make a change for our lives, and we want to have someone else come and save us, because it couldn't possibly be that's enough for just us to do something about this, that we actually are standing on our own way, and that we can make that change ourselves. So we believe that we need someone else to come and do it for us, and that's obviously much easier, because if that's the way it is, then it's not my fault that I'm not enjoying my life. It's not my fault that I'm not having the kind of lifestyle that I'm not enjoying the life that I have. Whatever lifestyle you have is kind of irrelevant to how you enjoy your life. So it has to be that someone else is supposed to come and fix this for me, because I really don't want it this way. I don't want to have this. And it's kind of a sucker punch or a gut punch when you realize, oh crap, I'm the problem all along, aren't I? Like I'm the one messing things up. And if you hear that the wrong way, you're gonna make it even worse. You're gonna make it even worse. And let me explain what I mean. Meaning that when you see that you are the one who keeps getting in the way from enjoying being here, that there is a part of you that simply doesn't want to just experience being here. Because being here, in comparison to having all these feelings of, oh, I need to do something, I want to go somewhere, like, oh, I have this reaction towards everything around me, that feels boring. That feels like nothing's happening in the beginning. It's similar to if you ever pull down on salt or salty food or let's say sugar. When you start pulling down on the salt, things just don't taste anything, because you're so used to having really salty food. And when you don't have that salt, it's kind of like, well, this food just has no flavor. There's nothing in this food. It's just really bland. I don't like this food. So you go and sprinkle some salt on it just to get your taste buds going again. It's very similar with how we experience life. When you're actually just here experiencing what's happening right now. And I don't mean, oh, it's nice with having this beautiful office that I'm sitting in now, and having this space, or being safe, or being so lucky to be born in Sweden and have all the advantages that entails. Like, because really I realize how incredibly fortunate I am to have been born where I am and have the family that I have. Like, that's compared to a large part of the planet. I just draw a lucky ticket. And there are people who drew even better tickets, but I realized that I am very lucky. That's not what I'm talking about either. I'm not talking about something that happened in your life story. I mean, just being here, just sitting down, just breathing, just feeling the wind from the air conditioner blowing on my skin, and just feeling the dryness in my eyes, and feeling the bit of a soreness in my throat, just feeling what it's like to experience life. That in the beginning feels like there's something missing. And there is something missing from how you're used to viewing things. The thing that's missing is that subtle undercurrent of unsatisfactoriness, of just agitation, of, oh, I can't just sit down, I need to go do something. And you get this almost like a pull, like, oh, I need to go somewhere, I need to do something other than just sitting here. Or I can sit here, but the reason I sit here is so that I can become liberated and an enlightened being. Just sitting here and doing nothing? No. No, there needs to be a purpose. I need to be moving in a direction. I need to be getting better. I need to get away from here. There's this idea that just sitting still and doing nothing, no, I can't do that. You can sit still and do nothing if you meditate, because then you focus on your breath and you're actually doing something. But just being without any need for reality to change or for you to go anywhere else, that is painful in the beginning, because you're not used to that. You're used to constantly being pulled in every single direction. I need to go do this. I need to go over there. Oh, look at the thing over there. I want that. Oh, I don't like that thing. Oh, that person that I just heard on YouTube. Oh my goodness, I hate their guts. That makes you feel alive. A lot of people are so used to feeling alive by feeling the taste of their food by how much salt they have on it. So when they start putting the salt on it, it just tastes bland. The same thing with your life experience. When you stop distorting, pushing, having an emotional reaction to everything around you, every single thing in your life, when you stop doing that, it feels like something's missing. And something is missing from how you're used to doing it, because you're used to going around like this, constantly all these bombardments of emotionally judging the world, which is basically what you're doing. You might not see it as judgment, but it's you putting a value on things, like, this is good, hey JV, nice to see you, this is good, this is bad, I want this, I don't want this. And that judgment takes up a lot of effort, because what you don't realize is that, yes, you judge other things, but you're also worried about how everyone else judges you. What are people thinking about me right now? I take my walks around here every day, and sometimes, several times during that walk, it takes around, if you just walk, 45 minutes, and that walk can take me 2.5 hours. I basically walk very slowly, or sometimes, and then I stop, and I just stand still, and I close my eyes, and I just feel the wind on my skin. I just hear the birds. I just feel the sun shining on my face, right? I just stand there, and I just feel like, oh, am I distorting towards something? What's it like being here? Oh, this is really nice. And there's a part of me going, oh, what if someone comes? The neighbor's going to think I'm crazy. They're going to think I lost my mind. Oh, Martin, he completely, I actually had a neighbor who said something along the lines, because I've been on sick leave because of my sleeping problems, because of my neck. And he said, I said to the wife, Martin, he must have completely broken or something, because he just stands there when he's walking. That's something a crazy person does. So there's a part of me, a psychological part of my identity that feels like, oh, I don't want them to think I'm crazy. So every time I stop, I'm constantly thinking, oh, is someone coming now? Is something, no, I'm not thinking, I'm feeling. Can I hear the sound? Is someone coming? And I need to protect myself against that. I need to have a shield so that I don't get damaged. One of the ways I can do that is to make sure, no, I'm here and I'm doing this really important thing. Screw them, they don't understand. This is important, I'm doing this. That way I would not have to be scared of them, but that means I strengthen the sense of identity. Or I could simply focus on my breath so hard that I don't care about anything, because I'm so focused on my breath that I don't notice the distortion I'm having to the idea that someone might come and see me. Or the last option is that I actually feel, what does it feel like to have that feeling like, oh shit, someone's going to come and they're going to see me here and they're going to think Martin's gone crazy. I think we need to call social welfare or something to have them take care of the kids, because he's obviously just lost his mind. He's just walking around standing still. If you look at that fear, if you look at that sense of uncomfortableness that you feel inside of you when you do that, that is the self. That is the sense of you trying to protect itself from what it believes is the rest of the world. It's putting a barrier between you and other people. So now when someone comes, you're not seeing just your neighbor coming. No, it's like, oh shit, they're coming. They might judge me. Like, oh, who are they? Like, oh, how dare they judge me? All of these things come up, and you push them away. You don't actually let them in, which would be to just stand still and wait for them to come, and then you could open your eyes and say hi. And if you keep doing this, eventually, it's not that you suppress that feeling, and it's not that you express it or do something about it, meaning that open my eyes and look in like waves so that I don't look stupid. It's actually just experience what that feeling is, and tracing it backwards and saying, like, where does it come from? Where does this feeling originate? This feeling of like, oh, I am threatened. I am under threat of being cast out of the group, or I am under threat by a predator around me that could come and eat me. It's the same primal fear that's inside of all of us. If you trace that back, you will see that that is also distortion. That in and of itself is just a feeling inside of you. And when you focus on that, and when you become okay with it being that way, meaning not resisting it, which is more difficult than it sounds, because it's not just going in there like, oh, I'm going to feel this feeling, I'm going to overcome it. Then you have a strong sense of identity again that's going to make this grand journey. Instead, it's allowing yourself to be okay despite this. It's allowing yourself to experience everything around you, even though this thing is screaming inside you, like, oh, you have to be careful. They're going to see you. They're going to think you're dumb. Like, they're going to think you're crazy. Even though that is happening inside of you, that feeling, actually enjoying being here. So it's not that you need to go in and analyze, understand where does this come from. Oh, when I was a child, someone teased me, and therefore I've always been afraid of other people. That's just story. Like, it doesn't matter. You don't need to do that. Instead, you just need to allow yourself to enjoy being there, despite that. And that's going to make a error of, like, you know, the blue screen of death, like on the Windows computer. Like, it's like, oh, this does not compute. It doesn't go together. You're supposed to feel bad when this stuff happens. You can't just enjoy being. It short circuits that part inside of you that wants to react to everything, that wants to not be okay being here, that wants to push against the rest of the world, to create a shield between you and them so that you can actually enjoy being here. If you just keep doing that, eventually you'll start hammering away at this shield. That I think the Maya Indians, they called it, they called it Maya, the veil that's between you and the world. And it really does feel like that. It's almost like I can feel my eyes kind of rattle, like it's almost like this, it goes a ripple over my vision. And then you've probably seen this if you pay attention to what happens when you're out walking and something like this happen. You'll see that all of a sudden the world around you is just beautiful. The trees just seem to be so green. The air, like, you all of a sudden notice a smell, like, oh, that smells like fresh morning dew. That's a really nice smell. Or smelling the scent of summer rain on asphalt, or whatever you associate with it. When those sensate experiences comes to the forefront, then you're no longer distorting against the world. And if you notice and become aware that you're becoming more non-centric, as I call that, you'll see that vision is just clearer. It's as if though they took away this veil, and now all of a sudden everything is there. And if you would really notice, look at what's happening, you'll also notice that there's no sense of identity here. It's very vague. It's kind of calmed down. It's not reacting towards everything. You're just walking around. Whatever worries you had before, they don't seem important right now because you're just here walking around and it feels peaceful. A lot of people describe it as being really quiet because it sounds quiet. But it's not that it sounds quiet. It's that this thing that is happening inside of you every single minute of every waking hour, that thing is just gone down. It's taking a rest, and so it feels like it is quiet. And I understand why people say that, because it does feel quiet. And the first few times I had this experience, I thought the same thing, like, man, it's so quiet. It's like, what just happened? It's like someone put a heavy blanket over everything and just made everything calm, everything quiet. If you just keep doing that, start being aware of when this is happening, it will be like a guiding light for where to move. And you'll start seeing more and more how you are actually getting in the way of enjoying and appreciating your life. How you are the one who is ruining this life experience. And when I say you, I mean that in its most literal sense. You, the feeling of you, who you feel you are. That is the thing that comes in and needs to judge everything, that needs to have a relationship towards everything, meaning that you cannot just let the world be. You have to come in and have an opinion about it. Good, bad, nice, unnice, uncomfortable, something you like or you dislike, or something that is beautiful or ugly. And then people say, oh, I'm going to overcome it by, I don't use the words beautiful or ugly. Like, that changes nothing. Just because you stop saying those things doesn't mean you stop feeling them. And now instead you started creating another identity, which is the identity that doesn't label things with words, which changes nothing. Intellectual understanding and intellectual knowledge is more or less useless by itself. By itself it is completely useless. It actually makes things worse. If you know about it and understand the principles, that can help you know where to move, know what to change, know what to look for, know what to do to understand what it is that you're doing that's taking you out of just being here. But if you use that knowledge as something that makes you feel like you're better than other people, or that, like, yes, I'm a good Buddhist, or I'm a good Christian, whatever you want to put name into that, because I know the scriptures, I am better than, well, now you're just using that to separate yourself from other people and create another barrier between you and them, meaning that you're not allowing other people to be who they are. And the feeling and the experience of just being with another human being without judging them, without having an opinion about them, but actually just letting them be there. It's just such an incredible experience. And other people feel this. Children, I can notice children react to this so incredibly well. And you notice this as well. If you've gone out and you have an opinion about someone, like, oh yeah, those are real assholes, I really don't like this person, and you go up and talk to them and you say all the right things, you're kind, but they will be like, okay, what's off here? Something is really weird, like this person is incongruent, because we can feel this emotional energy or this emotional vibration, whatever you want to call it. It's not something that is just limited to us. But when you're able to drop that and just be there with another person as an open space, that is the greatest gift you can give anyone. Because when they come to you, it means that you're not trying to get something. Meaning, when we try to help other people, many times we do that because we want to get the feeling, oh, I helped them. Yes, they got out of their problem and I fixed it. Or if I feel so bad seeing them miserable, so I'm going to help them so that I stop feeling bad. We want something from them. Or we have this idea about them that means we're judging them. So now we're putting all this resistance towards them. And letting go of that means that you can finally see them for what they are, just a human being, just like you. Without all the ideas of race, political party, or nationality, or like, all of that stuff is gone. It's just another human being. There's nothing to fear. I mean, they might physically be dangerous because they're waving a machete around, well then just move. But the feeling of resisting them through fear is gone. It's just a human being, and they're doing whatever they're doing. But I can think of no thing that has made me connect to other people as much as me not being there. Meaning, the less of me that's there, the more people like being around me. It sounds really strange, but it really is true. And when I remember specifically when I was ordained as a Buddhist monk and people would come to me and talk to me, I would always say that I'm like, it's like talking to the forest. There's like no one there. It's just words going out. And the only thing I did when they spoke to me and told all the stuff they'd gone through and they wanted to have my advice, I never focus on the advice. I always just focus on, am I reacting towards what they're saying? Am I judging emotionally what they're saying? Am I having an opinion, good or bad, about what they're saying? Instead of doing that, I just made sure that I'm peaceful, that I'm calm, that I'm just here as an open space for them, not judging them, not having an opinion about them, just letting them be for whoever they want to be right then. Doesn't mean that if they started to, again, like hit on me, or started to physically hurt me, or started to do something with me that I disagree with, then I could still move away. We're not losing our mind, like we're not losing our sensibility or understanding of how the world works. That's not what we're talking about. I can still intellectually see that, like I said, a person waving a machete and has this crazy look in their eyes is probably someone you shouldn't come up close to. But you can do that without going like, you can just move away. And you might have to move away very fast because they're running after you. This is surrender. This is surrendering to what is. This is surrendering and giving up the idea that you need to emotionally protect yourself, but actually be vulnerable and open to the world, accepting of the world just as it is, without this layer in between you and the world. It's just there. And that's okay. You don't need to do anything with it. You don't need to change it. And it's an incredible feeling when you walk around and realize that I don't need to change the world. The world is just there. And then when you're okay with the world being the way it is, then you can do whatever change you want. But you realize that changing the world is not going to make you, it's not going to add anything to your life experience. It's not going to make it more enjoyable to be you, because you're already enjoying being you. You're already enjoying being here. It's just that it's a fun thing to do, whatever that may be. And that's personally up to you, what you'd like to do. It's scary at first. It can be really scary. And it can seem very strange when you're used to this constant storm inside of you. Letting go of that is really like stopping to put salt on your food. It feels wrong in the beginning because there's supposed to be this strong sensation, this strong, almost like burning sensation on your tongue every time you put food into your mouth. When you talk to someone, you want to have this ups and downs and ups and downs, and like you can't enjoy life unless you've had the lows. Absolute BS. You absolutely can. If in fact you can't. I would say you can't enjoy life until you stop following the ups and downs and just realize that everything's okay just as it is. There's nothing you need to change. And then and I'm talking about from an emotional perspective. And then you can go out and change the world in whatever way you want. But you're not looking to find any kind of fulfillment, gratification, any change of your emotional state because of what you're doing. I quite often talk about how before I became a monk, how I looked for the meaning of life. And I thought, well, when I was a child, my father told me, just save money. You save your money and then you buy something big. You save up, like, you buy something really big. And I remember one of the first things I bought was one of those archery bows, like a competition that had like all these stabilizers and fins and like all this stuff. Like, yes, I have that. And I was so excited I got it. And then when I got it, it was kind of like, it was fun for a while. And then I'm like, oh shit, I just spent all my money. And I'm not happy. Well, I was happy for like an hour, but then I just wanted the new bow. Like, it never stopped. Oh man. So I did that for a few times. And it's like, no, it's a moped. It's not that thing. Like, okay, I bought a moped. It's not a moped. It's a motorcycle. Nah, it's not a motorcycle. Oh, actually, you know what? It's girls. I need to find the perfect girl. That's it. My dream partner. I met one girl and she was amazing, but actually after 6 months, there was something wrong with her. Like, it's someone else. Oh, she's the one. Like, I just had the wrong one before. Like, obviously she's going to make me feel fulfilled. Give it a few months, it's not her either. And then you keep doing that and she'll realize, okay, it's not getting the stuff. It's not getting the girl. It's finding like what I'm supposed to do, my career. That's what it is, to make lots of money, like shitloads of money. So you make lots of money, which I was fortunate. I made more money over 15 years ago before I had left. How long? 2007. I made more money 2007 than I do now 20 years later. Like quite a bit more, which is crazy. And that didn't fix it either. Then it was just more. I need more. So we keep looking for this emotional fulfillment from doing things on the outside, not realizing that it's all a scam. Like, you don't need to do that. The feeling of fulfillment that you're looking for, it's right here the whole time. And it doesn't come from doing something. It comes from stopping something that you're doing. And that thing you're doing is emotionally judging the world around you. It's emotionally having a distance between you and the world, meaning that, oh, I want this thing. I don't want that thing. I want to have this woman or man in my life. I don't want to have that problem in my life, but I want this problem because that's a nice problem. Or I don't want that car. I want this car. Like, all these things, you have no idea how much energy it drains from you to not just accept the world as it is. And the ironic thing is that when people try to do this, they think, well, I'm just going to sit here and do nothing, then I'm accepting. No, that's your action doing nothing. I'm talking about your emotional reaction towards everything. Emotionally accepting the world as it is, and then you go out and do whatever change you want to do. But you're not doing the change in search for some kind of emotional gratification or fulfillment. How would that look for you? What does that mean that you would need to change in your life? How would you change your relationship with things around you and yourself if you would actually apply this in your life? In what way would you live your life differently? Maybe you wouldn't live it differently at all, I don't know. But the main thing is that you start looking for it. And I want you to really think about, what can you do to look for this? What would you need to give up to understand what this is? What would you need to surrender to actually accept the world as it is? Because there is something you're holding on to and getting from resisting things as they are. And don't start with the biggest thing. Don't go for like your biggest trauma or the biggest life problem you have. Like, take something that's manageable, something that you can actually deal with, that doesn't overwhelm you, that is not too big, and start with that. And then gradually you will understand the principle of how it works. Gradually it will become easier. And I see this all the time when I work with people in coaching. It's in the beginning, it just doesn't make any sense. And some people just like, oh yeah, I've been looking for this my whole life. And they just kind of apply it and start working with it. For other people, it can be incredibly counterintuitive to do this, because your body and your mind is saying the complete opposite. No. I need to learn the special magical technique. I need to figure this stuff out. I need to know what happens after life, before life. I need to find my life partner. I need to manifest my dream life, my dream job, whatever it is. So actually accepting emotionally life as it is much more difficult than accepting by action the world as it is. Because you can just sit still and have an emotional turmoil inside of you. That's easy to do. Like, anyone can force themselves to sit still. That's just meditation. Like, that's easy. But emotionally accepting it, that is a much, much harder thing to do. And it's a skill that you need to learn, because it's not as simple as just focus on your breath. Just keep coming back to your breath, and then you're done. Like, that's not how this stuff works. You need to actually learn how to use your awareness and move it around and understand, how do you look at your emotion? How do you look at that distortion inside of you that is you, that deep part inside of you that keeps nagging and making you feel uncomfortable, saying like, no, you need to do this. I actually had a client who said recently this, as if I can remember correctly, it was such a good quote. He said that the feeling I have when I'm about to surrender that idea that I need to do this, that this feeling is telling me like, oh no, you need to have it this way, this is important, is that if you let me die, then I'll bring you with me. This feeling, this sense of identity says that if you let me go, then I will bring you with me and you will die as well. That's exactly what it feels like, and in many ways that is true, because that means your sense of identity is dying. You physically are not, like, there's nothing happening to you, like you actually will feel better than ever, but you have to let go of something that you're identifying with, and that's people often call this existential dread. And it's quite common that parts of this comes up when you meditate. You sit, and for me, when I experienced it, it would always feel like I went on a roller coaster. I went over a hill, and it was like that feeling. That's the, like, oh my goodness, I'm falling. Like, oh, what's going to happen? I'm disappearing. Like that. That's a scary feeling to face. So think about what it is that you need to give up, and choose one thing and do that one thing. Don't make it too big. Also, don't make it too small, but just start looking for it and trace that backwards and see where is that feeling of identity that I'm protecting with this distortion. Because when you're having this feeling of distortion towards something, of emotional pressure, it's protecting part of your identity. I feel bad about seeing this political opponent that I don't like, and what I'm protecting is the idea that I'm a better person than they are. That's a part of your identity, which you eventually have to let go of if you want to overcome the self. Well, I feel bad when I see what should we say? When I see a tree that is being cut down, well, then you have an identity that I want to protect the world and the nature, and it has to be a certain way. Again, I'm not saying like don't protect nature. I'm saying you have an identity that you need to let go of. And people say, well, I can let go of the bad identity that wants to hurt other people, but I don't want to let go of this identity. This one I want to have. Again, like, you choose what you want to work with. You choose what you want to look at and in what way you want to look at that. But all of these parts of our identity is creating this pressure against the world. And the more of them that you can let go of, the more liberated you will be, and the more you'll be able to experience the world as it is in all its glory and just magnificent, because the world is incredible when you can get out of the way. Today is Thursday, so there's no guided meditation. I think we'll do the box breathing. Feels like a good thing to do today. And if you haven't done it before, it's basically we breathe in for 4, we hold our breath for 4, breathe out for 4, hold our breath for 4, breathe in for 4, hold our breath, and so on. It's also called tactical breathing because it's a technique used by police officers and military to calm themselves down, because it's a very good way of regulating the nervous system to calm itself down, which is a good place to start observing all this stuff. So we'll do that together. I'll guide you through a cycle or two, and then you can just continue by yourself, and after that we'll just sit for 20 minutes. So start by breathing in, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, and out, 2, 3, 4, and hold, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, and hold, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3, 4, and hold, 2, 3, 4. Then out, in, 2, 3, 4, and hold, 2, 3, 4. Then out, 2, 3, 4, and hold, 2, 3, 4. Now continue counting your breath like this and do as many cycles as you want. And when you feel ready after that, just let go and keep meditating in whatever way you feel comfortable with. JV is asking, did I see my comment about the tree? Oh yes, there was a comment on the last video. That tree is not in our garden, unfortunately, but it's about 7 minutes walk that way. So it's very close to where I live. We have there's a beautiful forest with some trees. It's magical. I'd go there on my walk. Actually, it's the end of my walk. I like to take that route. It's a very beautiful night, especially in the evening when the sun comes down and it shines through the trees and it has this like golden light in there. It's absolutely gorgeous. So yeah, it's not where I live, like as in our garden, but it's just around the corner from where I live. And yes, it is a very beautiful place. I agree. I might actually record more videos there because it's such a nice, calm place, and it's just, yeah, I really enjoy being there. Happy you like it, which I assume you do, because I can't remember exactly what you wrote, but it's a special tree. Thank you for today, and thank you for the conversation before. I hope you gained something from listening to it, and that it's something that you can actually apply to your own life. Because listening to this stuff is fun, and it's intellectually challenging and entertaining, but it doesn't really do anything unless you actually apply it and do something with it. The video was also very timely for me. Yeah, I made that video because it was exactly what I was experiencing myself. I noticed as I was walking around how I had this anxiety about something, and I looked at that's such a weird thing. What is that? And what it really was, that I felt that I was trying to project myself into a future and do something that wasn't here, and that actually hurt. And then I thought about it. There's probably a lot of people who have this problem, that it's painful to kind of go out of their experience right now into some kind of projected future that is not real, and try to do stuff in your fantasy instead of just doing it, instead of just waiting until that situation comes and trusting that when it comes you have the ability to do it. You could also do exactly what we spoke about before. I'm not sure how big of a part of the video before that you listened to, JVB, but the part of you that feels like, oh, I need to do something about this, that's the part that makes you go, oh, I need to project into the future, come up with a plan and fantasy do this problem before it's actually here. I think this is a big issue for a lot of people who have a hard time doing this, and then we get anxiety from it, because I sure do. And when I stop doing that and just trust that, well, when I get to that situation, then I'll solve it. I might even write a note, do it at this time, and that really helps. So I'm happy to hear that it helped you. I'll keep making those short videos when they come up. Enjoy your weekend, have a good time, and I'll see you all back on Monday again. Thank you, and good night.